This is the story of Colin Bodill and Jennifer Murray. Their mission? To achieve what no man or woman has achieved. To be the first to circumnavigate the globe in the simplest of flying machines. Jennifer in her single-engined helicopter and Colin in his microlight. Aided and abetted by little more than their wits, the elements, 3 support pilots, and 2 journalists to record the event. They were friends in high places. After leaving England in June 2000, Jennifer Murray and Colin Bodill headed east, over Europe, the deserts of the Middle East, and the jungles of Southeast Asia. In China, Colin fell foul of the military when he flew off course.
I just remember seeing this almighty military airfield as I was going over it, and I thought, Christ, I'm obviously somewhere where I shouldn't be.
The team then suffered further delays in Japan before being permitted to fly through Russia. They reached Alaska via the Bering Strait and made the most of America's relaxed aviation laws before a mechanical failure almost cost Jennifer her life.
I was losing RPM and losing height, and this was a sensible thing to hop into this airfield. Just made it.
Now Colin has problems of his own. After losing power, he's been forced to put down in a school playing field, much to the annoyance of the local police force.
There are a few formalities to clear up. Jennifer's under arrest with Colin. Well, no, not really. They're helping the police with their inquiries about how these 2 strange aircraft got into this schoolyard. And everything should get moving along fairly soon.
Luckily, Colin and Jennifer had a good excuse for their unscheduled landing. A catastrophic engine failure in the microlight had forced them down. And when the police heard that, the intrepid aviators were freed.
Wow, welcome. Welcome.
Your bag in the Cessna?
We're free. We're free. They will be really nice.
That's fantastic.
They're not going to lock us up. No, no. We won't like to talk to each other.
6 miles to go, and it just packed up on me completely. So I got 2 choices: either the golf course over the road there, or this field. And there was people playing golf, so there's no one here. This was the safest option to make sure no one got injured. I just managed to just miss that tree. That was a scary bit. I thought, am I going to get that? I just missed it.
Unfortunately, Colin's microlight wasn't the only thing that was breaking down. Over the past 60 days, fatigue, sleep deprivation and cabin fever had taken their toll. Relations between Jennifer, Colin and their support team had been steadily deteriorating. In Washington, D.C., this finally bubbled to the surface.
I tried to engineer a big meeting in Washington to try and get everybody, just to rise above the tensions they had, and to get on and to make a fresh start and to go ahead with it. And it just needed a great speech from a good leader to do it.
I suppose when everyone was getting discouraged and the tensions were mounting and everyone was getting very stressed. And yeah, we did have a meeting, and it was a meeting to say, come on, let's all pull together. We've only got 2 more weeks to go. I mean, I know for my part, yes, I've said things that I don't mean.
And I think she got depressed about it and morose, and thought she had failed in starting to turn around the morale and get it going again. And I think she, as a result of thinking that she had failed in doing that, I think she went downhill a long way, and I think she really suffered from a lot of pressure and stress.
With Jennifer's summit meeting behind them, but with internal relations still strained, the team flew north to New York City, where the incredible skyline provided them with a welcome distraction from their troubles. 2 days later, the team had crossed the Canadian border, but Colin's microlight continued to suffer from mechanical problems. It was essential to rectify these before reaching the polar ice cap, so in Montreal, he took the drastic step of fitting a brand new engine.
The engine was supposed to be delivered at 7:30. I got up to find out that it had been put on the wrong plane. Instead of coming to Montreal, it's gone to Toronto, which really pissed me off, to say the least. Yeah, well, we've found some problems with the old one as we were stripping it down. The exhaust gas has been blown back through the carburetors, which shouldn't be happening, so there's something gone wrong with the valve system somewhere. And it looks like we've got water in the oil, so it's a very terminal engine. It's a good job, really, that we've got it changed. It weren't going to last much longer.
And it wasn't just Colin's engine that had broken down.
Well, I'd say a lot of tension in the camp. One of the website producers is going home, and it seems more through political things than his actual. I mean, he's done a great job while he's been here for the last 3 months, and I'm very sad that he's going. You know, and everyone's sad he's going, and it's sort of put a damper on everything at the moment.
It was becoming increasingly difficult for everybody. There are many things that I am sad about. The ill feeling that there wasn't the camaraderie and everyone pulling together as a team that I would like to have had, and everyone slightly retreated into their own sphere of work.
There were always going to be tensions between members of the group. And really, we just needed to have been equipped to handle those tensions. You know, I think it's a function of leadership to understand that those tensions are going to occur, to manage them and to diffuse them where possible.
And then Q was really in the middle, which is a bit of a shame, really. But I think he did a good job in being the mediator at a couple of other places which needed it.
So it was with morale at an all-time low that the team headed further north towards the Canadian wilderness.
This morning we're flying from Montreal to Sept-Îles, down the St. Lawrence River, the Great St. Lawrence. Leads all the way from the Great Lakes out to the Atlantic.
Because of the delays they had suffered in Japan, the team were now a month behind schedule. With winter fast approaching, it would soon become impossible to cross Greenland and the polar ice cap. Time for the rowing team members to bury the hatchet and focus on the task at hand.
As we were getting to the most difficult part of the route, which was from Canada to Greenland, Iceland, we really needed to concentrate on one thing only, and that was flying the aircraft and being as safe as possible.
Well, it's really Colin's call. We're going to go in and check the weather and perhaps just get a bite to eat. But you know, he says, well, there's turbulence on those hills, but on the other hand, the refueling guy said there's rain forecast and that front is coming in behind us. So it just makes a lot of sense to put in another 160 miles, just get us that bit closer to our northern crossing.
A bit reluctant because it's going to be very rough going over there, but tomorrow there's a bit of a low pressure coming in here and it's going to be low cloud and drizzle, so that extra 160 miles north may just save us from getting caught in that.
The weather was going to get bad, and the weather wasn't so bad that we couldn't have gone. It wouldn't have been perfect, but we could have gone north. And we chose not to.
Oh, well, I tried, but the turbulence was just dangerous over there. You know, it was a very dangerous situation. Where did that socket go?
And the consequence of that was we were there till the next day. And the weather was bad. We knew it would be.
With valuable time slipping away, they had no choice but to wait for the weather to improve in a very damp Sept-Îles.
Well, yeah, I'm still confident we'll get through. It may take a little bit of time. The worst scenario is it take more time than we really want to take, but pretty confident we'll get through.
You know, this is a trip that I've planned for the last 2 years. This adventure. We've had our stresses, we've had our problems, we've had some serious problems recently, and a lot of the fun and the excitement and everything that I'd planned and hoped for, a lot of that has gone by the wayside. I hope it's all going to go well from here on in, and we can all work well as a team, and we get a good weather window and can be back on the 6th of September.
It's 6:30 in the morning on day 87 of the Now Challenge,
And we're aiming to move up from Sept-Îles to Kuujjuaq in the north of Labrador. The delay yesterday because of bad weather seems to have paid off because now the weather is lovely. The key thing is, are we going to bump into the weather further north? There's not a lot in this part of the world. There are basically three things in the next 500 miles. Just three habitations. It's incomprehensibly vast and empty. Really extraordinary. Changes the whole scale of the world for you.
It hasn't been an easy flight. 7.5 hours for me, 8.5 for Colin. We are here and the sun is shining and we're delighted. And with a bit of luck, we might make it to Greenland tomorrow.
After a night's rest in a hunting lodge, the team headed back to the airfield. But weather conditions looked poor.